Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Daily D. I wanted to make sure to jump on today. Today's passage is Psalm 46, verse 10, which is one of my favorites. And when I recite it for you, you'll understand probably why and why I think it's so important a message for just the current situation that we are in. But the sons of Korah have written this song, and the elders and I have been learning and walking through our eschatology and studying the different views of the eschatology and the return of Christ and the things surrounding his return. And I think it's interesting how throughout Scripture, we are continually being reminded and prepared for suffering. Jesus doesn't hold any punches. He doesn't hold anything back when he says that following him will result in some form of suffering. And we see that throughout Scripture, that those who would be glorified first suffer. And so I think that's true also of us. And the sons of Korah write this psalm that talks about just the midst of that suffering and the upheaval of the world and the seeming destruction and collapse of society and the earth itself. And in the midst of that, God says in chapter 46, verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." And it gives us a moment to pause, because God's instructions for us are to be patient, to be still, to wait, to not be anxious, to not be harried or hurried, but to simply be still and know that he is God. To know that he is God is to give us some sort of confidence and some sort of relief from the stress or the strain of what we see in the world around us, to know and believe and put our full trust in him that he is God, and that his promise or his plan is to make his name known among the nations, that he would be exalted and amongst the earth. And so it's just that constant reminder for us that even though we are going to experience, probably in the moment, right now, in the meantime, some struggle or some suffering, that even in the midst of this, he is still God. And so the encouragement is for us to be still, for us to take a deep breath, to us to just rest in who we know God to be, and be assured or reassured today that God is going to be exalted among the nations, that we can rest in that. And so I hope that's an encouragement to you. I know that your life, probably like mine right now, is a little bit upside down, and there's just kind of uncertainty and disappointment. But keep in mind that as we see these things going on around us, that nothing changes the fact about who God is and what his ultimate goal will be. So be encouraged this week. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and we're praying for you. God bless.